Imagine you walk into a restaurant, and instead of a person taking your food to the table, a robot does it. But here's the problem. This robot is brand new. It's a rookie. It doesn't know where to go, what to do, or how to deliver food. Today, we are going to become robot trainers and teach our robot server how to do its job using 3 important computer science ideas. Those are inputs, outputs, and sequences. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to control a robot using colors and create a sequence that helps it deliver food to different tables. Let's get started. Think about what happens when you order food at a restaurant. You tell the server what you want. The server enters that information into a tablet or computer. The kitchen sees the order and starts cooking. The food arrives at your table. That's a lot of information moving around. In computer science, we call information that goes into a system an input. What's it called? An input. An input is information that a computer or device receives. Now, information that comes out of a system is called an output. What's it called? An output. Awesome. Let's think of some examples. If I press a key on a keyboard, that's an input. The letter appearing on the screen is an output. If I tap a button on a tablet, that's an input. The screen changing is the output. Today, we're going to discover how inputs and outputs can help a robot server do its job. Before we can train our robot, we need to build it. If you're building this at home, you can follow all these steps, or if you're working with a team, you can divide the task by color. We're going to build a robot server, a color scanner, and our color bars. Remember, share materials, help each other out, ask questions while you build. Make sure everybody gets a chance to contribute. Once your model's complete, we're going to begin our investigation. Our robot server has arrived, but nobody included the instruction manual. How does this work? Let's find out. First, turn on the color sensor. Now, turn on the double motor. Next, pair them together using the connection card. Now comes the fun part. Take one of the color bars and hold it in front of the color sensor. What happens? Try another color. What changed? Try every color you have and pay close attention to the robot's behavior. As you're exploring, think about these questions. What's the input? What's the output? What is the color sensor detecting? What's the motor doing? Take some time and figure out what each of these colors does. You may notice that different colors cause different movements. That's interesting. Let's figure out why. Let's talk about what we discovered. The color sensor is detecting colors. Those colors are our inputs. When the sensor sees a color, it sends information to the robot. Then the double motor responds. The movement of the robot is the output. So we have color is the input, movement is the output. Let's make a chart together. For each color, let's write down what the robot does. When the sensor sees this color, what movement happens? We just created ourselves a guide that helps us predict exactly how this robot will behave. That's what programmers do all the time. They learn how inputs affect outputs. Now for your challenge. It's time for our robot's first day on the job. Welcome to our restaurant. Your challenge is to create tables and food for customers. Then you'll program a route using color inputs. The robot must start in the kitchen. It needs to deliver food to a table and return safely. First, decide where your kitchen will be. Next, build some tables. Now, look at your color chart. Which colors create the movements you need to get from the kitchen to your table and back to the kitchen? Can you create a sequence of colors that guide your robot from the kitchen to a table? Remember, a sequence is a set of steps in a specific order, just like following a recipe, or brushing your teeth, or tying your shoes. The order matters. Test your sequence. Did it work? If not, that's okay. Engineers improve things all the time. Make changes to your sequence. Test it again. Refine your sequence until your robot can successfully deliver the food. You know your robot's doing what it's supposed to do when it leaves your kitchen area, makes it to the table, and returns safely. Tell me what you created. Share your sequence with us. Explain how it works. And then I've got some questions for you. Which inputs did you use? What outputs happened? How did these outputs help your robot reach the correct table? Could another person follow your sequence and get the same results? If so, you've created a reliable program. Let's evaluate. We're going to review what we've covered today. Do you know what an input is? It's information that goes into a device. How about an output? That's information or actions that come out of a device. In today's lesson, what were the inputs we used? You got it. The colors detected by the color sensor. And then what were the outputs? Right again, the movements created by the motor. And finally, what is a sequence? Almost. It's a set of steps arranged in a specific order. Now, describe your robot's sequence to somebody. What colors did you use to make it happen? What movements were occurring? How did the inputs and outputs work together to complete the task? Today, you became a robot trainer and a computer scientist. You discovered how sensors collect inputs. You saw how motors create outputs. And you used a sequence of inputs to control your robot server. The coolest part? This is exactly how real robots work. They collect information from sensors, process that information, and create outputs to complete tasks. Great work, robot trainers. I'll see you in the next lesson. If you have this kit at home, leave this build together. It's going to be the next lesson we use. If you're at school, go ahead and clean up. Take apart your robot, put everything where it belongs. See you in the next lesson.